It's Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
In 1994, my former rock and roll combo was in the studio making our third album, and a writer from Rolling Stone came by to just kind of, vibe it out, like, in the studio with the Black Crowes. You have those pieces. Yeah. And our piano player, Ed Harsh, who was an alien from another planet, one of the funniest people in the world, about 6'5", 150 pounds.
Okay.
And he sounded like this. That's how he was just there's no way I could spend days and days of this show trying to explain the greatness and insanity of Ed Harsh to the world. But suffice to say, this journalist was in there and was saying, like, so what do you guys think of the changing landscape of the music and with grunge and, very hardcore? And Ed's standing there. He's got a cigarette, cup of coffee. And he goes, I'm tired of everybody ripping us off, man. That's all I see. And the guy goes, what do you mean? He goes, Counting Crows. And the guy looks at him. He goes, Sheryl Crow. And there's a pause. And this journalist is, and he goes, Clint Black. I'm sick of it. And he turned around and walked out of the room. And no one broke. And the journalist the guy's like, that guy's pretty intense. And then we all fell on the floor. It was like, no one saw the Clint Black coming. That was pretty good.
92 KQRS.
It's time for WTF, Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. Ryder's edition. So Ryder's going to play us 3 clips, news stories. We will attempt to figure out, did they take place in Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida?
Okay.
Could be one of each. Could be all 3 in the same state. Could be any combination. And then we will put it to the caller who will correctly ID the location of all 3 first will win tickets to see Michael Shannon and Jason Narducci and friends play REM's Life's Rich Pageant March 14th at First Ave.
Sweet.
A show that's way better than you think it's going to be. They've been doing the REM thing for a couple years on tour, these gentlemen, and it's a great band, and it's great music, and it's a good show.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, and Life's Rich Pageant, boy, a lot of people think that's REM's best album from 1986. That's going to be a good night. So, with all that said, let's get to it, Ryder. You have chosen what I will be imagining to be 3 great stories.
I mean, it's going to be a tough one, though. This is going to be a tough week to nail these. So here we go. Okay. Here is the first one.
Now, only on 13, an internal review of how evidence is handled is underway after a County Sheriff's Office deputy got sick this morning at a substation.
Yeah, sources are telling ABC 13 reporter Jessica Willey that he took some drugs that were seized in a crime because he thought they were candy. Jessica is live at the sheriff's office and has more for us tonight. Jessica?
Yeah, it sounds like an unfortunate mix-up that could have been prevented. The sheriff's office and the deputy's organization says that this deputy is at home and is okay, but he did have to go to the hospital. Sources say the drugs were sitting out after they were recovered at a possible home invasion. Work at the County Sheriff's Office substation was interrupted today when a deputy got sick. According to ABC 13 sources, he ingested drugs that were seized Tuesday. The drugs colorful in nature and divided into clear plastic baggies sitting in a box. The deputy said he mistook it for candy. Tonight, the deputy is doing well. Jessica Willey, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
All right, enough fun and games.
Okay, so how often do you
You tell me a sheriff doesn't know the difference?
How often do you see colorful baggies, little like Ziploc bags with colorful stuff and think, I'll have that candy that's already been unwrapped and placed into individual bags.
Yeah.
And sitting in my police station.
Yeah, come on.
Shockingly, he didn't want to talk to the news station.
Oh, yeah,
but said he's doing okay.
Man, we'll
see. So there's
great.
your first one. And then this one might sound familiar to some people hanging out in White Bear Lake.
They all know the same face, but friends of Charity Johnson have each heard a different story.
Everything that she was doing, it was all planned.
She gave me the same story about her biological father. He passed away, and her biological mother's dead.
Tamika Lincoln says back in March, Charity told her she was 15 and needed a place to stay.
I sympathized with her and invited her into my home.
Lincoln also met with Charity's 10th grade teachers at New Life Christian School.
I just don't know why she did it.
I have deep concerns about her being who we don't know she is, and then she's out there at a school.
As soon as Lincoln and Paul Ward suspected Charity was using a fake identity, they called the police and went straight to the school. Lincoln posted a picture of Charity on Facebook and asked if anyone knew her. The response is surprising.
I've reached out to 4 different women off of Facebook that she has contacted here in Minnesota.
It's pretty mind-boggling, and it causes you to pause.
Well, that's mind-boggling.
Okay, so it was an adult woman who told people she was 15 to go to high school. We'll throw in a bonus point if you can guess how old this woman is. It's way older than that dude in White Bear Lake, just a heads up.
Man, so the concern with, I like the quote, we're concerned with her being who we don't know she is.
That's mind-boggling.
That's great.
Oh, man. Okay, and then here's your last one. This is just some good old fun looking for love.
Well, with the modern approach to dating that relies on apps and social media, one man is hoping to turn some heads in a different way.
So this billboard advertises a man named Robert as #1 eligible bachelor. Our Catherine Merck asked the 43-year-old about his unique approach to finding love.
Both literally and figuratively, Robert says this billboard is his way of putting himself out there. He hopes that people who drive by here take his message as a sign.
I'm just looking for that special someone.
Meet Robert.
I get lonely. Yeah, everybody does. I'd like to walk down the sidewalk on a nice summer day and just hold someone's hand.
He's calling himself #1 eligible bachelor.
Well, who says I'm not?
His dating life has taken a different turn after many failed attempts.
Dating sites just weren't working for me. Match and Tinder and just none of them were working.
He's turned to this electronic billboard to find the love of his life. By calling this number, he tells local honest women to leave him a message. Robert is still looking for the right person.
Unless you want to go on a date, you can be my first date. What do you think?
Reporter.
I know about that. While this might be one of the more unique ways to find somebody special,
Let's go big or go home. I mean, you don't get any bigger than this.
this #1 bachelor hopes this sign brings him closer to the one.
Well, I hope people take it serious. I want someone to take it serious. Don't be shy. Call me.
Reporting in I'm Catherine Merck with News 3 Now.
Okay.
God, that's a horny dude.
Ballsy enough to ask out the reporter.
#1 bachelor. That brings to mind Mr. Man. He's the male Kathy Bates. He's going to break your foot for you if you don't look
Holy
out.
smokes.
Okay,
Reminds me of
Robert.
Michael Scott from The Office.
Oh, Robert. All right, so we got deputy eating candy that turns out to be drugs.
Uh-oh.
We got an adult woman pretending to be a 15-year-old kid. And then we got #1 bachelor, Robert, looking for love. All right, if you think you know the states behind all these stories, 651-989-ROCK. Call us on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line. The first person to get all 3 will win tickets to that show at First Ave. Kathy in Northfield apparently is on the horn and has cracked the code. So to recap, Ryder.
All right, first we'll go with a sheriff's deputy taking some drugs because he thought they were candy.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida?
Fletcher?
You know what? I've got no clue on this one. I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and say Texas.
Okay.
Whereas I'm thinking about the time I accidentally ingested drugs and I was in Florida.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Accidentally. One time. By accident.
Kathy, what's the answer?
It is Texas.
There you go. Okay. All right, so there's one for Fletcher.
Wow. Lucky.
Okay. And now we're going to a grown-up woman who enrolled in high school and said she was a 15-year-old but was lying. Feels like White Bear Lake, but is actually either Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida.
I'm going to go ahead and jump in and say that's a Scotty situation. Wisconsin.
They mentioned Minnesota in the story.
Yep.
The whole thing just felt small town Midwest to me. Oh, and 33 years old.
You're saying,
Wisconsin, 33 years
you're
old.
saying Wisconsin? You got a guess on the age?
I'm going to say
Steve?
Wisconsin, and I'm going to up it. I'm going to say 37 years old.
Oh, okay. All right. Kathy, where is this story?
Once again, Texas.
It is in Texas.
Come on, Charity.
So Charity, actually 31 years old.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
We both
real
lost because
crazy.
they both went over. Dang it.
And
All
went
right.
to Wisconsin. All right, the final one is going to be the dude putting up a billboard looking for love.
#1 bachelor, Robert. Let's see. 0 for 2. I have yet to say Texas, so I guess I got to say Texas.
Taking out a billboard to advertise yourself as single feels like a salesperson with a pinky ring, like a pistol winker, and that makes me think of Florida.
Kathy?
Give them the bad news.
The accent throws you off, but it was Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Yes.
Wow. That's very that's un-Wisconsin. That's not an upper Midwestern way to go through life, billboarding yourself like that, Robert.
No.
Man, standing out in all the right ways.
Just a saving grace for you guys. He was wearing a cowboy hat in the news story.
Oh,
so
good Lord.
There you go.
Well, Kathy, you got tickets to see the show at First Avenue. Michael Shannon, Jason Narducci playing REM's Life's Rich pageant. Congratulations.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
The ice castles are returning to the Minnesota State Fairgrounds this winter, so think, ice wonderland lit by LED lights. Should be pretty outstanding.
Okay.
Construction will begin in November. I'm assuming that's hopeful. Who knows with the weather we have. Planning to be open from late December to late February. Tickets go on sale for the ice castles December 2nd. So, and again, it's at the fairgrounds. So you're talking winter with Pronto Pup.
You say ice castles, I go right back to the Robbie Benson classic from the late 70s. No?
Nothing.
No one was
Sorry.
hip to a cable classic in the 80s.
Sorry, what?
Ice castles, Robbie Benson, a legend.
Huh.
No Benson love?
No.
One-on-one? Oh my God, he was a young actor who went on to produce and direct his own movies, and he's like a billionaire now because he's behind the scenes. He's like if Dick Clark hadn't actually hosted a show but just did all of it. Anyway, ice castles, a young figure skater has an accident, she's blinded, and he tells her, you don't need to see to be a skating champion, and he gets a blind girl back on. Oh, come on.
This is like a Saturday morning feel-good movie, I'm
This
assuming.
was in theaters. This is the original rom-com tragedy, but then endurance and resilience, and they fall in love. Lynn Holly Johnson, come on.
I just found it on the Googles. And you know what it looks? It looks awful.
Oh, my God, man. Bring the tissues.
Original
That's all I'm going to say.
rom-com.
My
So
guess
this
is it took awful to another level.
This is like when the girl is wearing the glasses and then she takes them off and is beautiful in the romantic comedy, except she goes blind.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And hey, Ryder, she's also holding a rose. So that, should tell you all you need to know. Really.
Listen, he's being hard on her. He's not letting her use it as a crutch. He's coaching her. And then when she turns around, he makes faces behind her because she's blind. No, I'm kidding. That didn't happen. Boy, I opened up a hornet's nest of ice castles information. So glad.
I wouldn't say hornet's nest.
No.
I'd say it's something that we're stoked about.
A honeybee's nest.
Yes.
No, it's
There we
great.
go.
I was so happy because you guys, and I'm realizing, Robbie Benson, there's a time, like 70s, you were little kids. You weren't, watching movies on cable at midnight on sleepovers like I was.
Right.
Robbie Benson was so big, and then he just disappeared, but apparently just went on to produce a billion things, and he's a crazily successful Hollywood producer.
Okay.
But man,
a lot of connections to the movie, too.
Yeah, I drop ice castles, and then all of a sudden, apparently, which I didn't realize it was filmed in Minnesota.
Well, and it turns out I think everybody in Minnesota at the time worked on this movie. Apparently.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Gina texted in my mom's cousin's husband.
Nice.
Did something with the music. We heard from Jeff Long, who was an extra in the movie.
Excellent.
I hear you, Steve. Ice Castles, Robbie Benson. Part of it was filmed here. We were extras in the stands at the ice rink. I mean, like, everybody was in the movie, apparently.
Damn.
Scott from Stillwater said a bunch of my friends who played hockey were in the movie. I also think the Hippodrome hockey rink was used.
Nice.
Which I didn't research the Hippodrome, but if it was, it's one of the cool rinks we've got. So this one, I'm just gonna read this, and you guys can. So Ryder responded, but I'm not really sure what he means by this. But Uncle Chad from Cannon Falls says, if you have the sheet music, you can clearly see it is in the Met Center due to the green, gold, and white seats. I'm not sure how you can see the Met Center through the sheet music, but maybe it's just that magical.
I think that might be a talk to text deal.
Yeah, I think it is too.
A lot of goofy stuff happening there.
Yeah, I think that's what it is too.
Some kind of ice castles watch party sometimes too.
Man, let's rock it.
If we can find the movie.
And there's the song.
We should do that.
I can't remember. There's a song that there was a hit.
Song?
Yeah, the theme song was. You've heard it. I guarantee you. I can't even remember it, but I'm gonna find it. Yeah, that was a big one, man.
You can't guarantee that we've heard it because you were pretty sure you were shocked we didn't know what the movie was. So.
But I would put the house that you know the song. So
right.
I mean, I hear all the time about they did Mallrats here. They did Grumpy Old Men here.
Mighty
They did
Ducks.
obviously Fargo, Mighty Ducks, of course.
Yeah.
How did ice castles fall through the cracks?
Well,
in
you know
the
what?
ice.
We are talking about putting together a Gorman in the morning, occasional movie going experience thing. Maybe ice castles is the first one we do. Would people come to that?
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah, they will.
I mean, I know that Jeff Long and Gina and Uncle Chad. I know they're all going to be there.
Hold on. Melissa Manchester. It's one of her songs. All right, I'm going to Google this
Melissa
crap.
Manchester.
Yeah,
And,
trust me. It was a big one.
All right.
I love that we're just talking about ice castles. I see at no point overnight did it ever occur to me we're going to get up and talk ice castles tomorrow. See, that's I like flying by the seat of my pants.
Okay.
For all of Ryder's best made plans, and here we are.
Just throw them out the window. We'll see if we can find that song in just a few.
Yeah, our buddy John, a frequent contributor, said, I wasn't in ice castles, but I was an extra in Little Big League.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yes.
A lot of extras going on. What have you guys ever been an extra in a film or a TV show or anything like that?
I haven't. No.
No?
Got on the local news once. My kindergarten class adopted a camel at the Como Zoo.
Okay.
But that's all I got for you, bud.
That's fantastic.
I remember in the old before SNL, there was National Lampoon made comedy albums, and Bill Murray was on one, and there was an interview, and then I think he actually did this on an SNL skit later. But the first time it's like a fake game show, and the host goes, "You ever been on TV?" And Bill Murray's character goes, "Yeah, one time. Well, stadium, long shot."
Nice.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Extra on is your IMDb updated with a role, Fletcher?
It is, actually. It's my current Instagram profile photo, just for the hell of it. I was an extra in Super Troopers 2.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was told I
nice.
had a very Canadian face because Super Troopers 2 took part north of the border. So
Okay.
that was a ton of fun.
Did they film that here?
No, it was out kind of in the boonies, just outside of Boston.
Okay.
And I've just gotten to know Eric Stolhansky, the syrup guzzling rookie from Super Troopers. Rabbit. He's a Minnesota guy, and so me and some friends were lucky enough to get out there and had no idea we were going to be in the movie. We just wanted to go visit the set, see how a movie goes down.
Awesome.
Fascinating as hell, man.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, 651-989-ROCK. Let us know. What have you been an extra in? Either by design or unintentionally. I'll take anything.
Even just showing up on the news like Ryder did. That counts. Yeah.
Talking about movie extras, more specifically, have we ever been a movie extra or in any sort of TV situation? And boy, a whole lot of us have been. Mike from St. Francis is on the horn right now. Mike, what have you got for us this morning?
About 2005, I believe, they were filming North Country up in Evanston, Virginia area.
Okay.
And it was about that class action lawsuit for sexual harassment. And
Right.
they had some big names, so everyone was pretty excited, obviously, and you'd go sign up to be an extra, and a lot of us were miners at the time, worked in iron ore mining, and we got to meet a lot of the people because they'd be out in town a lot. I know the big people like Charlie Theron, Woody, and Francis McDormand, and Sissy Spacek and all that. They stayed at Giant's Ridge in Biwabic at the resort, but they would go to local bars, and I actually played pool with them.
Oh, really?
That's fun.
Who won?
Yeah.
Who had the best pool game?
Probably Charlize.
That a girl.
Just
like it.
Just doing
my-
all she can to be more attractive at all times.
Yes. My buddy was pretty popular because he had a little speaking role, so he was kind of the big wig to get us into some of these little local.
Cool kid.
Man, shooting a little stick with Charlize. There's worse ways to pass an evening up in the North Country, as they say. Thanks for the call, man. We appreciate it. When I was a kid, like 11 or 12, there's a tiny little town right near where I grew up called Elkton, Kentucky.
Sure.
And they shot a TV movie there called Lawman Without a Gun, and it starred Louis Gossett Jr. This is right after The Deep. He was an Officer and a Gentleman.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise. The only thing from Oklahoma, steers and queers. And he's the drill sergeant in Officer and a Gentleman. He had been in The Deep. Lou Gossett Jr. was a big deal, and he was the star of this made-for-TV film, a true story of. I think he was the first black sheriff ever in Alabama. Was who the story goes. Mm-hmm. And so they were shooting a scene at the courthouse in this tiny little town. And my mom and my brothers and sister, we were all part of the little local community theater group, the Penny Rowell Players. And they said, hey, they need extras. And they called the theater group, and everybody immediately races over, 12 miles to the next town. Mm-hmm. And my mom got a line in the movie with Lou Gossett Jr.
Really?
And he was like, hey, good to meet you, Melda. And she's like, oh, hello, Lou. And they're chatting and chatting. And I remember standing there, and I'm like 10 feet away, and I'm like, oh, my God, that guy was in The Deep. That's Lou Gossett Jr. He's a movie star.
Lest we forget Louis Gossett Jr. in Iron Eagle, Colonel Charles Sinclair.
Of course. And at some point, I heard him say, there's no way you have 8 kids. And I was like, oh, my God, he's hitting on my mom. I think he was just being really nice, actually. But there's a photo. I don't have it. I already looked. I was like, wait, there's a picture of my mom with Lou Gossett Jr. And that was... I took that to school. Like, check it out, man. My mom and Lou Gossett Jr.
Show and tell.
Yeah. When we saw it on TV, I was in line. I was one of the people there. I didn't see myself in the movie. I didn't make the final cut.
No.
Sad to say.
Bummer.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's one of those things. They were shooting. The scene they were shooting was it was an election, and all the people we were all in line waiting to vote.
Okay.
And people were and the scene I remember, because this is how it used to go. A guy would walk up and hand everybody a little bottle of whiskey, like, you know who to vote for. You know who to vote for. And they were passing out hooch to get votes because, this is the South back in the day.
I got to go vote for some people in Kentucky, I guess.
Man, trust me. That's just how it works there.
Yeah,
651-989-ROCK. What's your extra story? I know we got some more. Man, the texts are just flying.
They are. You want one?
Yeah.
All right. I was an extra. Let me see. Do I have a name for this one? I don't think there is. I was an extra in Grumpy Old Men.
Wow.
A lot of the downtown scenes that were supposed to look like Wabasha were filmed in Faribault. I worked next door to a drugstore that had a couple of scenes filmed in it. Also added, yes, and Margaret was gorgeous.
Oh, I don't doubt that for 1 second.
Good to know.
She's probably one of those people you see.
That was
and you're
Dean,
like,
by the way.
And you're like, oh, God, she looks better in real life. How's that possible?
Yeah.
Quick note, the show Extras, Ricky Gervais's show after The Office was just fantastic. Ran for like 3 seasons on HBO.
Okay.
Absolutely great. And I saw one was on just the other day, the Kate Winslet. They're on a movie set, and she's playing a nun, but she's being very bawdy, Kate Winslet-like.
Nice.
It's a really good show.
Noted.
651-989-ROCK. What do we got?
John from White Bear Lake said he was chosen out of an auditorium full of kids. They picked roughly 20 of us. They filmed at the Met Center also. He says he still has the check.
Nice.
From his time.
He didn't cash it?
It probably,
John.
I don't know. John, text us back with how much it was,
and
we will determine how rich you are based on how big a check you sat on.
$7 if he was lucky back in 1977.
Absolutely.
I was almost. I don't know if I say I was almost. No telling. I could have. You remember the movie Hoosiers, the basketball movie?
Yeah,
Gene Hackman.
Yes. Yeah.
I was set to audition for a part, and I just overslept and missed my ride to Louisville.
What?
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
They were like, we need white guys under 6'5" who can play basketball and can act. And I was like, well, I can definitely play basketball. I think I can fake acting. And a guy in the know told me specifically, and he set me up, and I had to be in Louisville on a Saturday morning. It's like a 2-hour drive from where I went to college. And I had a buddy that was leaving very early. I had to be there by 11 a.m. and he was going to leave at 7. And I was like, perfect. Oh, my God. Yeah. And just right through the alarm.
Man.
That's how close I was to being a star in Hollywood.
And then we maybe wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Hell no. I'd be
hanging with Brad Pitt right now.
And talking about how cool Gene Hackman was and how we were besties. But anyway, I digress.
Jeff from La Crosse, Wisconsin. I was living in San Diego, and I was an extra in the movie Pearl Harbor. Got to meet Ben Affleck, Josh Hartnett, Cuba Gooding Jr., had drinks with them. And at the time, Ben Affleck was dating Gwyneth Paltrow, and he proceeded to tell us after a couple of beers that he was in Tijuana and paid for some company. I'll put it that way.
Paid for some company in Tijuana. Tijuana.
Yeah, great experience on set for 8 days in Rosarito, Mexico.
Fair enough.
Oh, man.
Paid for some company.
Man, isn't that something?
I'll be, you know what, now that it's done, I will admit, I'm really glad that went as well as it is because I didn't pre-read that one at all.
Okay.
I was winging that one live on the air. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm glad that one worked out.
That just spurred some weird memory. I was on tour at a gig in Charlotte, North Carolina. We played a festival, and Jack Black and Gwyneth Paltrow turned up together. They were making a movie.
Shallow Hal.
Yeah.
Shallow Hal, that was good.
Yeah, they were making a movie together.
Yeah.
And but no one talked about anything in Tijuana. I can tell you that. I mean, I'd remember that part.
Fair enough.
Give me one more.
Okay. Will was in the HBO miniseries Laurel Ave, filmed in St. Paul. He says he drove a cab to a drug deal. It was a series about urban family struggles. That's Will in Lakeville.
And what was the show called?
Laurel Ave. Never heard of it. But it's HBO, so it's got to be decent.
Yeah.
Man.
Generally speaking.
All right. Hey, man, nice job with the cab. I appreciate that.
All right. And last but not least, our friend John, who started this whole thing with Little Big League, said he got paid $150 for 2 days as an extra on Little Big League.
Ooh,
wow. And so what year would that have been? What do you think?
Big League? Mid 80s, I think?
Wow.
Or was it the 90s? It was the 90s, 94. So probably filmed in 92, 90, something like that.
Couple of days hanging on the set, get $150. That'll work.
Yeah.
It's Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder, 92 KQRS.
Listen, it doesn't matter what you've accomplished or how little you've accomplished up to this point in your life. You can still be a winner, a champion, and a Guinness World Book record holder.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's something out there for all of us.
Okay. I believe you.
Today's latest example. All right, take a quick listen to this and tell me if you can, by any stretch of the imagination, figure out what in the world is happening. But just know that at the end of this, there's a Guinness World Record.
3, 2, 1, go.
What?
Twist it up so it's aimed higher. No, up, left.
Aim it higher.
Wind it up so it's flat. There you go.
Stop.
Come on.
Hey.
Come on.
I have a guess, but I don't think I can say it out loud.
Okay, yeah, no, it's very much, it's not unlike when someone takes their cheek and makes that sound. It's not that. It's not that. This is two gentlemen involved in a competition where they are very much above board. They're fully clothed. Don't worry, we're not going into the ditch here.
This isn't somebody going to town on body parts that I don't have myself.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Because that's what it sounds like.
It
I was
is.
thinking maybe is it like some kind of belly slapping?
These
maybe?
are two gentlemen standing, facing each other, both of them arms up as if about to enter into a prize fight from the 1920s.
Huh.
And then they take their fists, which are balled up, coiled, ready to strike. They put them very close to each other, and then that is the sound of fist bumps. How many fist bumps can you perform in 30 seconds?
So it's
that is what they were going for, the world record. And by the way, the number to beat, the current fist bumps in 30 seconds was 406.
What? How do you do that many?
Double they're double bumping.
So they're like Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Exactly. It's exactly like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Going back and forth. These two gentlemen broke the record 424 fist bumps in 30 seconds.
Damn.
I mean, that if you just do it, your hands on a table.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to get 424 in 30 seconds.
Let's
unless you're a
listen quick one more
conga
time.
player by trade.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Twist it up so it's aimed higher.
Aim higher.
Left hand.
I'm sure they're going for efficiency.
Yeah.
Stop.
Come on.
There's no way that's 400 and some though.
Come on. Well, I don't think that was the full 30 seconds you're playing.
That was not the full 30 seconds.
No. Okay.
No.
I was going to say there's no way. So yeah, 424. So again, remember guys, there's still a world record up there with your name on it. You just got to come up and you just got to figure out what it is.
You just have to be bored enough.
How many caterpillars can I eat in 30 seconds? I bet there's a world record out there waiting to be broken.
If you're bored enough, you can come up with something to be in the record books for.
How many cans of Spam can I rip open with my bare hands in 30 seconds? You know,
man,
there's got to be a
cutting
number.
yourself. Oof.
Old beer cans, the ones that had the and you pull the ring tab off and stick it in the drink, even though everyone you know says don't put it in there. You might swallow it. How many of those could you open in 30 seconds? Come on, there's a record out there for all of us.
I feel like Andre the Giant has the record on that one. He was a notorious beer drinker.
Good chances are.
Those pull tabs, though. I mean, you know what? You could just set a record for, like, I'm going to take this month. I'm just going to see how many I can find. Probably not have a lot of them left in the world.
That's very true. And if you spent your time, if you found cases of beers with the original pull tabs and you ripped them all off in order to set a Guinness World Record, somebody'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. That's actually the world record. How many people can you piss off by pulling off as many beer tabs as you can in 30 seconds?
I love it.
That's a good record.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Twin Cities Civil War. You know how this works. We take an East Sider and a West Sider and we put them in the squared circle together and they battle it out with trivia. So let's get to it. First up, we have from the west side of things, Brian in St. Louis Park. Brian, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, Brian.
Are you ready for a little Civil War, Brody?
Oh, well, we'll give it a shot.
All right.
Come on, confidence.
If you know the answer before I have finished talking, go ahead and blurt it out. If you want me to go on to the next question, simply say pass.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we got 60 seconds on the clock. Ready, set, go.
MEA break is shorthand for a conference that takes place every year near the end of October for Minnesotans in which profession?
Teaching.
Despite the relationship between these superstar musicians, Paul McCartney felt betrayed when what artist, known as the King of Pop, bought the rights to the Beatles catalog in 1985?
Michael Jackson.
For the 50th year in a row, the Guthrie Theater will perform what Charles Dickens classic starting next month?
Purple Rain.
Closing its doors more than 20 years ago, what Minnesota-based chain restaurant featuring fried ice cream reopened a new location in St. Louis Park last Monday?
Chi-Chi's.
What Hibbing-born musician cites a Buddy Holly concert in Duluth days before Holly died in a plane crash?
Bob Dylan.
The owner's original application to sell frozen yogurt was rejected more than 40 years ago. What current Minnesota State Fair vendor sells cookies by the bucket and brings in over $4 million annually?
Sweet Martha's.
The salted nut roll, bit of honey, and nut goodie are candies created by what Minnesota company? Oh, man. He had it, but it was after the buzzer. But, man, Brian showed up ready to rock this morning.
Yeah, we got 5 correct. Very, very well done.
Nice.
The Charles Dickens classic is not Purple Rain.
Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens didn't write that one. Yeah, that was Scrooge. But that's the only one you got wrong, Brian. You did well.
A Christmas Carol.
Oh, Christmas Carol. Sorry, yes. A Christmas Carol.
Brian, great job. 5 is as good as it gets around here for this game, generally speaking.
Yeah.
So you're in good shape. Sit tight. We're going to move on to the east side. We got Matt in Rosemount. Matt, good morning.
Morning.
Ready to play a little Twin Cities Civil War?
Yeah.
All right. If you know the answer, go ahead and blurt it out. Don't wait for me to finish the question. And if you don't like the question, say pass and we'll move on.
Okay, you got 60 seconds. It starts right now.
Magic comedy duo Penn and Teller returned to what annual event in Shakopee this summer to celebrate 50 years performing?
Festival.
Bringing his motto, row the boat, with him from Western Michigan, who began coaching the U of Minnesota Gopher football team in 2017? We're moving on. Then named The Depot, Joe Cocker performed 2 nights in April of 1970 at the opening of a music venue in downtown Minneapolis, currently known as?
First Avenue.
Abbreviated as MST3K. What TV show featured comedian Joel Hodgson as a janitor trapped in
Mystery
space?
Science Theater 3000.
When the Mall of America opened in 1992, what theme park featured the rides Kite Eating Tree
Camp Snoopy.
Born in Mendota Heights, Anne Bancroft was the first female to explore across these 2 locations, one by dog sled and the other on skis?
Pass.
A brand name often used interchangeably with inline skates. What sporting goods company started under the name?
Rollerblade.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Man.
We got some ballers here this morning.
I tell you what happened. It just came from behind, basically, to tie this thing and send it to overtime. The ones you did miss, though, PJ Fleck is the coach of the University of Minnesota.
Yeah, I knew that.
Row the Boat Gophers. And the exploration on skis was the North and South Poles.
Holy smokes. That is great work, Matt.
Yep.
And Brian.
5-5. Yes, we go to OT.
Spectacular. We got ourselves a tiebreaker, and all eyes turn to Ryder.
Okay, everybody should be back on the phone right now. We'll take Brian's guess first. And it's not closest without going over. It's just closest. In what date did Minnesota become a state?
Brian?
1868.
1868. All right, Matt, what do you think?
1867.
What we got, Ryder?
The answer is May 11th, 1858. Matt is closer.
Matt got that
Ah.
one. 1858.
Yeah.
Boy.
So close.
Brian, for what it's worth, I mean, I know there's no moral victories in life. Well, I guess there are in life. But man, it is tough. That is a great effort on your part. It's a tough one to say. Not quite enough for the tickets. But Matt, to you, sir, congratulations.
And Matt, congratulations to Matt from Rosemount. He evens it up for the East Side. We've now got a 5-5 all-time score of the Twin Cities Civil War, baby.
Fair enough. Gentlemen, both of you, really well done.
Both of you.
Ah, man, that was tough.
Yeah, those are some tough questions. If I'd have been the person on the phone playing from Paul McCartney tickets,
yeah,
I don't know if I'd have done as well as either of them.
Connect with us on the KQ Talk and Text line, 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
It's the first Wednesday on planet Earth without Ozzy Osbourne. Let's discuss. Paul Fletcher, give me some headlines.
Ozzy has died at the age of 76. He was a rare public figure who had 4 distinct careers: fronting Black Sabbath, leading his own band, pioneering rock festivals, and starring in a reality TV series. His death comes less than 2 weeks after his farewell show in the UK. Many are sharing their love for Ozzy. I thought I would pass along some of those. Geezer Butler said, "Goodbye, dear friend. Thanks for all those years. We had some great fun. 4 kids from Assen. Who would have thought, eh?" It's impossible to put into words what Ozzy Osbourne has meant to Metallica. Hero, icon, pioneer, inspiration, mentor, and most of all, friend. And Ronnie Wood added, "I'm so very sad to hear of the death of Ozzy Osbourne. What a lovely goodbye concert he had at Back to the Beginning in Birmingham." Also, I just saw on Instagram, Dave Matthews covered Changes last night. If that doesn't show the breadth of his reach and his impact, I don't know what does.
As did Coldplay. They also covered Changes last night.
Wow.
Your boy, Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. So sad to hear Ozzy died today. When I was in high school and discovered Sabbath, War Pigs was terrifying and mesmerizing at the same time. It was Ozzy's voice that took me to a dark universe, a great escape. That's exactly what it was. Ozzy's voice is an instrument, if you will. Normally, when someone says my voice is an instrument, I want to slap them, but you can say it about someone else. For sure, Ozzy was a singer unlike anybody before or since, a performer for certain. Brian May said he was a willowy singer wailing in a way that made the kids' parents despair. You know, in a way, but that's because their kids were like, it was a siren caller. It was like the Pied Piper. Like, why are these kids from all over the world following that guy, that bizarre, unlikely voice? And it was pain and vulnerability and insecurity and all the things Ozzy wore on his sleeve as an adult going back through a tough childhood. Nothing's going to resonate with teenagers more than that.
Right. Here's Jack Black inducting Ozzy into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on that.
Plumber, car horn tuner, slaughterhouse worker, the greatest front man in the history of rock and roll, Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy, stop creating incredibly successful genre-defining, world-changing hits. It's too much success for one lifetime.
Too much success for one lifetime.
Yeah.
Just nailed it. And we all know that smile and those eyes just popping out of his head.
On the KQRS Facebook page, we've got some stories. Any Ozzy stories you have you want to share, you can call or text 651-989-ROCK. And no shortage of text coming in. Christine, our buddy, texted in already. Makes me a proud mom. My daughter's 14, heard Ozzy passed. She was a flat-out crying teenager over it while listening to Iron Man. Proof that he and his music will stand the test of time.
Wow.
There you go.
And then she mentioned, of course, Ozzy and Black Sabbath T-shirts doubled in price on Amazon within an hour of the news.
That's just
come on,
Thanks, Jeff Bezos.
That's
way to go.
Jeez.
That's obnoxious at best.
Ridiculous. What are you going to do? There are some other. Wait, hold on. I saw another one that was pretty good. As we're thinking about Ozzy, everybody's got their favorite Ozzy story, if you will. Things that come to mind. This one from Joe. I just like this. 1986, Monsters of Rock in Germany.
Okay.
I got in so much trouble as I was supposed to be somewhere else, but well worth the trouble. That's a good rock and roll story. I don't need to know the details.
That is rock and roll right there.
I don't need to know. You were supposed to be somewhere else. Ozzy beckoned you over there.
Yes.
And most of the time when you hear about people saying Monsters of Rock Europe, they were serving in the military. A lot of guys are there in the Army. They bust out, go see the gig. Here's a text. I was fortunate enough to meet not only Ozzy, But the whole Osbourne clan in 1998, I was 16, and it was peak Sabbath Ozzy fandom for me. There was no musical context, just a chance encounter at the airport in Madrid, Spain.
So the best kind.
Ozzy was kind enough to take pictures with my friends and I, even though he was a bit frazzled, as he had seemingly lost his passport.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. Why is anyone giving Ozzy control of his own passport? Any
that's a
tour
sharing
manager
decision.
worth their salt collects them right away.
Yeah.
Fast forward a couple weeks, I'm back home at a family event talking about all the things I saw in Europe, and my sweet aunt, with full enthusiasm, said, "And I heard you met Donny Osmond."
No.
Which, by the way, a few years later, that wasn't as bizarre a thing as you might think. If you remember, Donny Osmond and Marie Osmond and Ozzy made a TV commercial back in like 2003. Anyone for Diet Pepsi?
Yeah.
And in fact, yesterday, Donny Osmond shared online, "Remembering my brother in music, Ozzy Osbourne."
Oh, yeah.
I've always looked back on that commercial we shot so fondly. The last time we spoke was backstage of Dancing with the Stars Season 9 when he told me how much he loved the Osmond song, Crazy Horses. Talk about crazy.
That is crazy.
Come on. From Crazy Horses to Crazy Trains, rest in peace. When Donny Osmond's giving you the shout out, you've reached 100% seal of approval across the board.
For sure. We'll dive into that Pepsi commercial and a couple of other good Ozzy ones later on this morning.
No shortage of that.
it.
651-989-ROCK or the KQRS Facebook page. Let us know what your Ozzy stories are, man. He's an icon like no other for sure. Ozzy Osbourne was on David Letterman many times over the years, but in the early days, Letterman days, NBC, early 80s days, this is shortly after Randy Rhoads died in a freak plane accident, if you will. He went on Letterman, and Dave was asking him about something that happened around that same time, which is, of course, the very famous, "Oh, did you hear the one about Ozzy biting the head off the bat?" Here's Dave and Ozzy.
Sheer accident, actually, because I got a lot of...
Well, wait a minute. Before you start explaining it, let's tell them what you did. Bit the head off a bat. There, I said it.
It wasn't Batman. It was like a bat, a real bat. Somebody threw a bat on stage, and I thought it was one of these toy bats. So I picked it up, bite the thing's head off, and suddenly everybody's freaking out because it's a real bat. Because, I can assure you the rabies shots that I went through afterwards aren't fun.
No, they're painful, I understand.
Very painful.
Now, did you know immediately, not having bitten into...
Well, I've eaten some pretty rough chicken on the road, you know.
Just everybody's posting all these hilarious things, and I heard a lot of people telling hilarious things Ozzy just said straight off the cuff.
Yeah.
Prime example.
What this I haven't heard that in so long, but what that reminded me of, it came out during the Osbournes show, was one of Ozzy's quirks was he would love to reiterate things that you obviously knew weren't, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't Batman, it was a bat. Like, well, yeah, we knew that, Ozzy, but he would do, like, that's something he did all through the Osbourne show. It was so great.
I was texting with my buddy Bill Burr yesterday. Pretty funny fella on his own, who's a giant Black Sabbath / Ozzy fan.
Okay.
And he said, I loved his sense of humor. He was funnier than most comedians I've ever met. So effortlessly hilarious and such original references. That's exactly what it is. Like, a guy that you never know what's going to come out of his mouth, but more often than not, if nothing else, it's at least funny. Ozzy, I think Ozzy sang, he sang about very dark things, always looking for the light. That was the point. It's like, man, I'm over here, but man, I'd love to get over there. So let me sing about it, and along the way, I'm just going to be hilarious as well. What a completely crazed life well lived. Hey, we do have other things to discuss today, but along the way, if you have a comment, a text, or a call, anything about Ozzy Osbourne, we'll welcome that today. 651-989-ROCK. Sharon Osbourne, her father was a legendary music manager, so she was kind of born into the business, into the industry, if you will. But she, of course, has eclipsed her dad in terms of famous rock managers of all time. I mean, my God. Sharon talking many years ago about her first encounter with the band Black Sabbath and, of course, Ozzy.
Love at first sight?
No, not at all. I was like, oh, Lord, look at them. And they were all odd and hairy. And
Well, given that first impression, how in the world did anything ever develop?
I went to see their show that night with my father. They performed at this club in London, and I was so in awe of what I was seeing, and how electric it was, and how different. I was like blown away. I was like, whoa.
What is it that kept you so attached to him?
He was so funny and quick-witted, and yet very vulnerable. And I just thought he was the funniest, sweetest guy I'd ever met.
And just here's a quick example of Ozzy being funny as hell.
Bubbles! Oh, come on, Sharon. I'm Ozzy Osbourne, the prince of darkness. Evil, evil, evil. I gotta follow the bubbles then.
Sharon wanted some bubbles to come out of the stage at the end of an Ozzy show, and he was not having it.
I'm the Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
So yesterday when I heard about this, my girls don't know much. They're 12 and 9. They don't know much of Ozzy, so we did a quick crash course. We watched a couple Black Sabbath videos and an Ozzy video, and then I showed them an episode of the Osbournes.
Oh, nice.
And here's the thing. They're on YouTube now, and they're not bleeped.
Yeah.
It's just not as good. The bleeps make it so much better because it's just like bleep. Word, bleep, bleep, word,
that's funny.
bleep. Yeah, I was amazed at how much different it was actually hearing the curse words.
The Facebook page is also, we're getting a lot of messages, a lot of love for Ozzy Osbourne today. Any stories you have from gigs, maybe you bumped into him somewhere, let us know. Here's a text from Tony. This is pretty great. When my son was 14, this is a text from a listener, Tony. When my son was 14, he was grounded the last month of his summer that year because I caught him drinking whiskey and smoking pot. I did all that too, so the kid couldn't fool me. But the worst part was I heard him talking on his phone about, quote, dealing drugs.
Ooh.
So he was grounded. Bored one evening, he joined his mom and I to watch something on TV after dinner. We watched The Osbournes. At one episode, Jack got caught doing the same thing as my son. When Ozzy and Sharon talked to Jack, he got all defensive about it, saying he wasn't a drug addict. Ozzy said, well, when I first started, I wasn't a drug addict either. It happened over time. My son, seeing how rough Ozzy was, never did another drug for the rest of his life. He's an electrical engineer now.
Wow.
So Ozzy scared my son sober. I'm grateful to him for that.
There you go.
Is absolutely astounding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just reaching places you never thought Ozzy would make it to. You know, keeping somebody sober.
It's
freaking power of music,
very,
man.
very true. Tony went on to say, thank you, Ozzy. Millions upon millions of others took his story to heart, saved themselves from a lifetime of battling addiction. A brave, humble thing he did. Ozzy was always scared to death and brave about it. You know what I mean? Like, he went through life with wearing all those insecurities and fears and vulnerabilities on his sleeve, and he leaned into it anyway. So for that alone, the guy deserves, all the praise. And then, and then he made all those records and played all those shows and was just awesome as well. Right on. The fourth of 6 kids in what would be at best described as a working class family in a tough part of the world at a very tough time. Yeah. The post-war Brits, obviously, that launched all these rock bands, the first generation Beatles, Stones, Kinks, The Who, right behind them, and I mean like 4 and 5 years later, not 10 years later, was the next rave. And Ozzy was born in 1948. This is a kid we cannot imagine what life in post-war Britain, what it must have been like, other than it really, truly was a black and white existence. There wasn't no color in those kids' lives. It was a very, very tough thing. And boy, to come out of that and suddenly say, well, I guess I'm just going to sing with this weird voice of mine and to have it work and resonate. Never forgot where he is from. Always moving forward. Ozzy, man, what a life.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Headstone inscriptions of the rock stars. Now, we've lost a few lately. Yeah. Ozzy Osbourne, first and foremost, comes to mind. Now, we don't know what Ozzy's tombstone will ultimately say. I don't think there's been a huge stone put in place yet.
Okay.
I think they said there's aerial shots, but nobody's gotten up close and personal with it except the family.
So if there is one, we haven't seen it yet. Sometimes it takes a while to get that thing in place, I'm saying. And I would imagine it's going to be pretty big. It's not like it's going to be get one on Amazon. No, it's going to be, there's going to be a bit of an ornate thing. But Ozzy did say many, many years ago, he imagined what his inscription would say.
Oh, really?
Ozzy Osbourne, born 1948, died whenever he bit the head off a bat. If not his inscription,
That checks out.
he at least knew that all the obits would say that, and they did pretty much.
That checks out.
That's exactly right. But there are some that we can share with you. I'm going to read a couple of these. You guys, okay? Let's see if anybody can guess what any of these are.
Okay.
I'm going to start with. I might just say as good as it can be because it's simple and to the point.
Okay.
6 words: born to lose, comma, lived to win. It's kind of a strong statement right there. Born to lose, but screw that. I live to win.
Oh, my God.
Ryder's going to kill you if you don't get it.
Oh.
Is it Lemmy?
It is Lemmy Kilmister. Wow.
Yeah, I was going to guess Lemmy as well when you you said Ryder. That was the clue.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
But isn't that great? Born to lose, live to win. Yeah.
Yes.
I was even thinking I forgot we're on rock stars. I was thinking athletes because that sounds like something an athlete would say too, or a mindset anyway.
Love that one.
Yeah, it's
so
great.
Much.
That's so good.
Here's another one, and this is simply this is all it says: an inspiration for all young people.
What?
Mr. Rogers?
It's an odd one. Well, so just another tip: it's a guy who went way too early in his youth as he was ascending. Freak accident. I'll just get right to it. Randy Rhoads, the great guitarist with Ozzy.
Phenomenal.
Crazy freak little plane accident they had.
Inspiration for because he liked trains. What was the deal?
I guess because he was, what was he? 20? He was 25 or 24 when he died. He was still a kid.
He was a kid. Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Here's. Well, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on that one because I really like that one too much. Okay. This one, if you know the man's catalog, you might get lucky on this one. Simply says "The Man on the Silver Mountain."
Oh, horns up for Dio.
There you go.
Yeah,
horns
there
up
it
for
is.
Dio.
James
Very
Dio.
nice
work.
Yes.
Good job.
Very nice. Let's see. Here's another one, and then we'll. Voice of our generation, and an artist for all time. Beloved husband and father.
Not Lennon. Not John Lennon.
Not John Lennon.
Kurt Cobain.
Not Kurt Cobain, but
nobody's putting. I'm sorry, Courtney Love is not putting beloved husband and father.
That's exactly right.
On his tombstone.
Nobody's.
He's got to have some lyrics. Probably something from Dumb, maybe.
You could be.
That's exactly why I feel like that would have been Kurt Cobain, is because Courtney would have done that just to. Oh, we're gonna just do this the proper way.
Kurt, there's no tombstone. He was cremated. His ashes were scattered. There's a statue back in Olympia, Washington, or wherever he's from. Aberdeen.
Yep.
Whatever.
Sorry.
I know. I knew it was like, as soon as I said that, I was like, that doesn't sound right. But Cobain adjacent, voice of our generation, artist for all time, beloved husband and father, Chris Cornell. Who I believe is buried at the Hollywood, like the celebrity cemetery. What's it
really?
called? I think Cornell it's in L.A. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is an odd one.
Yeah, I thought he would have gone to Seattle.
Hollywood
for sure.
Forever. That cemetery. Yeah, pretty sure that's
interesting.
What it is. Prince's tombstone says, "Look at me, don't look at me." I'm making that up. He was cremated. There's not a tombstone. Sorry, but it would be something like that.
That sounds right, though.
Man.
Yeah.
How about some pancakes?
What you looking at?
Yeah.
No, we're talking about rock stars' tombstone inscriptions. Some of these. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple more, and then I'll tell you my favorite one. Don't ever think it's not a good time if you do think it's not a good time. A good time is a good time. A bad time is a bad time. And a wonderful time is irreplaceable. Hell yeah.
I have a headache.
That's an inscription.
What? Do it one more time.
Don't ever think it's not a good time if you do think it's not a good time. A good time is a good time. A bad time is a bad time. And a wonderful time is irreplaceable. Hell yeah.
Tiny Tim?
Vinnie
I don't know.
Paul.
Oh.
Vinnie Paul.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Dime's brother.
He was in a band called Hell Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas Dimebag Darrell's his inscription, he came to rock and roll like no other. With a heart twice the size of Texas, our beloved brother, companion, mentor, idol, and friend. We love you, Dime, until we meet again. Okay. That's kind of nice.
Sentimental.
Yeah.
Here's my
Straight
favorite.
to the point.
Here's my favorite. It's because it goes for the group. It's the group hug, if you will.
Okay.
And you can tell me if you have any idea whose inscription says, "If a man can tell he's been successful in his life by having great friends, then I have been very successful."
Joe Strummer.
Nice guess. No, not the answer.
Crap.
Eddie Van Halen.
No, that would be Johnny Ramone.
Really?
Come on, Johnny Ramone.
Johnny Ramone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
all right.
nice.
That's a good one.
The
Yeah.
man can tell he's been successful in his life by having great friends, and I have been very successful. Well, then, all right, brother, you won the game.
That's as good as it gets. That's what it's all about, this whole
It's
trip.
all about knowing where
Good
the finish
for
line
him.
actually is. And apparently he knew where it was and finished early and
I'm
then stayed
guessing-
around and hang out with some great friends.
He didn't write the lyrics for "Beat on the Brat, Beat on the
I
Brat, Beat
guess
on the
not.
Brat" with the baseball bat.
No, but
No?
but he was the perfect delivery system.
For sure.
It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder, 92 KQRS.
And Ryder, I'm sorry, but we're going to talk about eggs for a hot minute. This woman does not like eggs,
No, I
ladies
know.
and gentlemen.
No, I know.
The
I
act
know.
is
What's that?
gross and not right.
No, it's so right. It's so right.
I, on the other hand, am a big fan of ye old eggs. More often than not in the morning, I'll find myself. Sometimes I'll just make one just to I just like a fried egg right now. It's like a snack.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
Do you put it in a deep fryer? How do you even make a fried egg?
You just throw
Put it in the pan.
Just put it in the pan. Little dab of butter, melt it, throw an egg in there.
God.
Come on, man. That's heaven on earth.
Yeah. Hey, do you runny or not runny? Just curious.
Oh, no, I like it runny.
Okay.
Why would you want to eat something that you describe as runny? That is,
man,
what are you doing here?
And occasionally I'll go with the scrambled eggs too. I'm a big fan of scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
I like eggs in every capacity, but
1000%.
scrambled eggs. And when I was a kid, I hate to admit it, I used to put ketchup on my scrambled eggs. And then one day, I just recognized there's no need for that. But as a kid, always straight to it. And the ketchup on eggs thing is it's a bit of a heater in terms of topics
really
to
is.
discuss. Boy, you can really, really get someone. Go to a diner and ask for ketchup when they bring your eggs and watch strangers revolt against you.
Really?
Yeah, it's a real hot topic. Are you a ketchup on eggs guy, Fletcher?
I'm really not. I like onions, bacon, peppers, all that. Fine, cheese, obviously.
Okay.
But no, it's not so much that I might like it, but I don't think that the masterpiece needs to be tainted.
What? Okay, let's talk hard and fast food rules. How do you cut a sandwich? Do you go diagonally or cut in half, vertically or horizontally? If the bread is not a square but more of a rectangle, how do you like to cut that sandwich?
It depends on how old the person eating it is. If they're under 14, then you cut it vertically down the middle, and if they're over 14, then you cut it diagonally.
I like that. The
Yeah.
Mendoza line for sandwiches. That's great.
Actually, mine is if they're, I don't know. I've got a 9-year-old that wants them diagonally all the time. To me, it's if they're under 14 or over 70, you cut diagonally.
See, the diagonal cut to me, it was always fancy. Like that's
for sure.
It's one of those things. As a kid, no diagonal cuts in Imelda Gorman's kitchen, but I'd go to a friend's house and there'd be a diagonal cut, and I'd be like, "Oh, they're like high class."
Yeah.
I thought that was a real sign of something.
Yeah, I'm of the. It depends on how hungry I am. If I'm super hungry, I'll give a rat's.
Don't get me started if they would hand me that sandwich with some chips on a piece of chinette. Like, oh my God, this is like as strong as a real plate.
Yeah.
They must be rich.
That's the fancy see-through plastic plates, right? Chinette?
Chinette was like just a thick, hard. They were like super thick cardboard. I mean, paper plate that was not paper.
Right, yeah.
We had the paper plates where you needed both hands under it to make it work. Therefore, it was completely impractical. You couldn't do anything. You couldn't take one hand off to take the sandwich off because the plate would collapse if you didn't have both hands under it.
I knew I was at a really classy picnic when the paper plates had like those wicker holders.
Yeah.
You know about those?
The wicker holders are amazing.
I was like, man, like this is living.
That's fantastic. I need some hard, fast opinions on some of these things. Okay, I'll give you one more. But by the way, I do want to mention the talk and text line 651-989-ROCK. Lay them on me. Anything you want to weigh in on ketchup on eggs? Here's one. What do you consider chili? Is it a soup? Is it stew? Or is it neither? By the way, on what I'm looking at, most people say it's a stew.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
It's not.
Oh.
It's chili. It's its own thing.
Okay.
I am big on that. When something has its own, stew is a thing. It's got beef and potatoes and carrots and a broth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chili is chili. Goulash is goulash. They have their own names. Why lump them into one category? Soup is soup. Chili's chili.
Okay, so if you go to a restaurant and there's a menu, what category is it just hanging out by itself?
It should just be under the chili. Should be under chili. And any restaurant worth its salt gives you at least 3 options for chili. You got the chicken and green, the green pepper. I mean the green,
the green chili.
Thank you, green chili with chicken. You've got a classic chili with beef, no beans, and then you got for your vegetarian weird friends, a nice bean chili.
Yeah.
3 chilies minimum, or I'm not taking you seriously.
I hate to be indifferent, but I can go with either. I could hear either argument. I can hear the argument for throwing chili into stew because the makeup is similar. But I also chili is a special special thing, and it should be in its own category.
It's spiritual. It's a religion.
It is.
651-989-ROCK. Food fight of the day.
My God.
Pick your poison. Chris from Cannon Falls is on the horn. Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
What do you got for us?
So we were in Florida on vacation, and I like anything in an omelet. I mean, ham, bacon, whatever.
Yeah.
But they have a chicken omelet, and there's just something fundamentally wrong about eating the entire life cycle of a chicken. It freaked me out. I was just somehow no, it's just wrong.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I've never thought of it that way, but that's very true. It's like, throw a little pig in there, but why a chicken? That just seems like you're really taunting the chicken population.
Well, but and we can all imagine in our head what eggs and chicken sound like. The two just don't go together.
Yeah, you gotta have.
It just doesn't work.
It only works. Well, it works if you've got to have some spice. You know what I mean? That's just the way I see that. Thank you for the call, Chris. That's plenty to think about.
Good take,
man.
Chris is thinking fast today.
Yeah,
Of course, it was Florida.
Of course it was Florida. That's just how they roll down there. 651-989-ROCK, the text line.
Okay, you know what? Things have been all over the place. My brain's a bit scattered, but the one thing that stood out to me is we got 2 different texts. We'll start with this one. Chris from Bloomington said, eggs used to just be salt and pepper for me until I got to the Army. Then it was a lot of hot sauce. Okay, and then we got another one that says if you spent any time at sea in the Navy, you need ketchup on powdered scrambled eggs. It becomes a habit. So apparently the eggs in the military really suck.
I would if you're starting with powdered eggs, you're only going so far on the taste meter.
Can we feed these people that are, putting their lives on the line? Can we feed them properly, maybe? I don't know.
You would think it's about bulk. It's about making sure there's more than enough as opposed to tasting good.
Were both these guys on a boat? Because that's an issue, too.
Well, the one guy was. He said at sea. The other one said the Army. So I don't know. One exchange I loved was Steven text, beer is a salad.
Okay.
Which I thought was funny.
One.
But then somebody named Ryder responded back to him and said, it's liquid bread.
It is liquid bread. Yes.
That's funny.
That's
a good
pretty
take.
good.
That's a good take. I like that.
I would like to mention that Barb texted, Steve, chili without beans is not chili. Now, I agree with that.
Agreed.
But when you're talking vegetarian, you got to make some exceptions. I think of chili as a beanless product, but for people that don't eat meat, you got to put something in there, so you go
Really?
beans.
You think chili without beans?
Well, no. Originally, standard chili, there's no beans. I like a bean in my chili on occasion. Trust me, I'll do it.
I think that's a Southern thing. Standard chili has no beans?
Yes.
I've only ever
Go to Texas and order chili. You won't find a bean anywhere near that.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Sincerely, I didn't know that.
Oh, no, it's a topic. I've had some interesting conversations about this very topic. It's like, beans? What the hell? It's like beans are beans. You have a bowl of beans, or you have chili, which is ground beef.
But if you went to Cub right now and you got a can of Hormel chili,
there'd be beans in it.
standard would be beef and beans, and then there'd be specialty meat-only chili would be the standout.
Hey, Barb right here, she's saying it. Chili without beans, it's not chili. I'm just telling you, there's a large faction of no beans in your chili if you're going to call it chili out there.
All right.
Yeah.
But see, I'm equal opportunity because, by the way, if you have something called chili, I will eat it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I will eat it. I don't care what color it is. I don't care what the ingredients are. If it's completely appropriately titled chili, bring it with a spoon and some crackers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Gorman in the Morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.